So the introduction for the case study is the impulse buying behavior is a multifaceted consumer response driven by internal and external factors, defined as a spontaneous, unplanned decision-making process at the spur of the moment. Four core factors influence this behavior among the university student. First, the store environment significantly drives intention when the atmosphere is appealing and fun. Second, the product attributes like favorable visual designs, unique features, or attractive promotions trigger the purchases. Third, the social surroundings heavily impact the Gen Z consumer through the fear of missing out (FOMO). Lastly, the accessibility via mobile apps, digital payments, recommendations, and targeted advisement further fuels this reliance on the digital convenience. Relying on the TPB theory of planned behavior, this external element shapes the individual behavioral intention, showing how environment characteristic, people, and availability impact Malaysian university students. Next is the global economy has transformed the consumer behavior toward the digital platforms and online impulse purchase. University students represent a highly vulnerable segment because as a new adult with fresh financial freedom, they often lack sound financial management and self-control, making them prone to advanced digital marketing and social identity concerns. The widespread presence of the smartphones allows for unrestricted anytime shopping where consumer and social incentive merge, making the students an ideal research subject. For the research question and the research objective, I will explain the research question. So the first research question is, what are the factors influencing the impulse buying behavior among Malaysian university students? Second is, what is the relationship between store environment products attributes, social surrounding, and accessibility on impulse buying behavior among Malaysian university students? The third one is, which is the most significant factor influencing impulse buying behavior among the Malaysian university student? For the research objective, the first one, to examine the factors influencing impulse buying behavior among Malaysian university students. The second one, to measure the relationship between store environment product attributes, social surrounding, and accessibility on impulse buying behavior among the Malaysian university students. And the third one is to evaluate the most significant factor influencing impulse buying behavior among the Malaysian university students.
The first factor discussed in the literature is store environment. Store environment refers to the physical and psychological atmosphere of a retail store, including elements such as lighting, music, store layout, and products display. Previous studies have shown that a pleasant shopping environment can influence consumer emotions and encourage unplanned purchases. For example, Bandawa et al. Found that environmental cues create positive emotional response that increase consumer desire to buy. Similarly, Lestari report that a positive store atmosphere significantly increased impulse buying intentions. Khan et al. And College et al. Also support this finding by showing that consumers are more likely to make spontaneous purchases when they shop in an attractive and enjoyable environment. Next, product attributes. Product attributes include product quality, packaging, design, brand image, and promotional offers. According to Nawal, attractive product features can capture consumer attention and encourage spontaneous purchases. Touch et al. Also found that product presentation, promotions, and recommendation system significantly influence online impulse buying behavior. In addition, Chen et al. Report that advertisement and product exposure increase consumer interest in making impulse purchase. Overall, previous studies suggest that attractive product attributes can influence consumers to buy product without prior planning. The following factor highlighted in this literature is social surrounding. Social surrounding refer to the influence of friends, family members, peers, influencers, and online community on consumer purchasing decision. According to Ho, peer influence, social comparison, and fear of missing out, or known as FOMO, are important factors influencing impulse buying among Generation Z consumers. Likewise, Ismail and Ho found that social media marketing influencer content and user-generated reviews strongly affect student purchasing decisions. Redine et al. Further explained that recommendations and social influence increase consumer confidence in making spontaneous purchases. This finding indicates that social surroundings play an important role in encouraging impulse buying behavior. Lastly, the literature discusses accessibility. Accessibility refers to consumer ability to easily access shopping platform products and payment methods. NGO found that easy access to e-commerce platforms encourage consumers to make impulsive purchases. Similarly, Ari Pradono reported that convenient payment system and a simplified purchasing process reduce decision-making time and increase spontaneous buying behavior. The widespread use of mobile shopping applications and cashless payment system also allow university students to shop anytime and anywhere, making impulse buying more likely. Therefore, previous studies suggest that greater accessibility increase the likelihood of impulse buying behavior.
Next is conceptual framework. This conceptual framework illustrates the relationship between the variables in our study. There are four independent variables, which is store environment, product attribute, social surroundings, and accessibility. These variables are expected to influence the dependent variable, which is impulse buying behavior among Malaysian university students. The arrows show the purpose direct relationship between each independent variable and impulse buying behavior. This framework provides the basis for our hypothesis and statistical analysis.
For hypothesis development, there are four hypotheses. First, there is a positive relationship between store environment with impulse buying behavior. Second, there is a positive relationship between product attributes with impulse buying behavior. Third, there is positive relationship between social surrounding with impulse buying behavior. Last, there is a positive relationship between accessibility with impulse buying behavior. Now, I will explain the methodology used in this study. First, this study adopts a quantitative research design. The quantitative method was chosen because it allows data to be collected from a large number of respondents and analyzed statistically to achieve the research objective. The location of this study is University Technology Mara, Malaysia. The respondent consists of UiTM students who represent the target population of this research. For the sampling method, the total population is 179,859 UiTM students. Based on the sample size determination, 386 respondents were required for this study. Based on criteria Morgan, a convenient sampling technique was used where respondents were selected based on their availability and willingness to participate. Next, for the data analysis, three statistical methods were applied. First, descriptive analysis. Second, person correlation analysis. And third, multiple regression analysis. These analyses help ensure that the research objectives are answered accurately and systematically.
Now I will present the finding of the study. To address research objective 1, which is to examine the factor influencing buying behavior among your ITM students, descriptive analysis was conducted to summarize the respondent demographic characteristics and responses. A total of 386 valid responses were analyzed. The result shows that the majority of respondents were female, aged 21 to 23 years old, and pursuing a bachelor degree and also studying full-time. In terms of monthly income, the majority earn less than RM1,000 per month. Most respondents also prefer online shopping, indicating that the sample mainly consists of young undergraduate students who actively engage in shopping online. Next is Pearson correlation analysis to achieve research objective 2, which to examine the relationship between the independent variables and impulse buying behavior. The result shows that store environment, product attribute, social surrounding, and accessibility all had positive and significant relationship with impulse buying behavior with p-value less than 0.001 with a high amount. Finally, to address research objective 3, multiple linear regression was conducted to identify the most influential factor affecting impulse buying behavior. The findings reveal that store environment and product attributes significantly influence impulse buying behavior because their p-value were below 0.05. However, social surrounding and accessibility were not significantly predicted. Among all the variables, store environment was identified as the most influential factor. This finding suggests that the elements such as store layout, lighting, product displays and the overall shopping atmosphere play an important role in encouraging impulse buying behavior.
In conclusion, this study found that impulse buying behavior among UiTM students is relatively high. The findings show that all four factors, namely store environment, product attribute, social surrounding, and accessibility, have a significant and positive relationship with impulse buying behavior. However, the multiple regression analysis revealed that store environment and product attributes are the most influential factor. This indicates that an attractive shopping environment and appealing product features play an important role in encouraging students to make unplanned purchases. Meanwhile, social surrounding and accessibility were not significant predictors when all factors were analyzed together. Based on this finding, several recommendations can be made. First, retailers should improve the store environment by creating attractive layout, better lighting, and eye-catching product display to enhance the shopping experience. Second, business should focus on improving product attributes such as quality, packaging, design, and promotional offer to attract university students. Lastly, universities should organize financial awareness and budgeting programs to encourage responsible spending habits among students, while business continue to apply ethical marketing strategy. That's all for me. Thank you.